Behind every thriving community is a woman with a plan. Mosadi Tharia Setšhaba. Hi, and welcome to her blueprint brought to you by Women Evolve. My name is Bwaho Manyane. My guest today wears many, many hats. She's a mom, a fabulous friend, a daughter, sister, singer, although I'm yet to prove that. She's also the brains behind the wonderful Women Evolve event. And to start off our podcast series for this season, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my very good friend, Boineelo Palai. Hello, friend.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How
I
are
just
you?
want to just send a disclaimer that we didn't talk about our wardrobe today, but we both decided to wear a little bit of blue.
Yeah.
Welcome to her blueprint.
Thank you. Thank you, friend.
Thank you very much for making time for us to have this conversation. We will have many of such conversations with different women from all different walks of life.
Yeah.
But we thought that because you're the brains behind Women Evolve, it would be very fun and also just important for everybody to get to see the face behind this brilliance, because everybody thinks I am Women Evolve. You're the brains, I'm just the shovel.
Yeah.
I mean, ki employee. Umphiril. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
So I think my very first question, which I think may be on a lot of people's minds, is the upliftment of women and the empowerment of women is a theme that has been discussed since we were little girls,
Yeah.
right? And there's a lot of initiatives that have been made towards improving the lives of women and empowering women here in Botswana and also globally. So you come in decades into this conversation and you decide that you want to be a part of it, and you choose to do an event, which someone may say is not a unique idea. In a time where we're all afraid to start something because so many other people do it, why did you decide on Women Evolve? What was the inspiration behind it?
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the thank you for that question.
You're welcome.
When you look at the statistics that we have about women, there's in Botswana, for instance, there's about over 60% of female-headed households. And when the inception of Women Evolve came, I thought to myself, there's a need for, in as much as we've had multiple, women empowerment platforms and events, I thought there was a need to continue to uplift and empower women, because they're leading households. We are mothers, we are business women. When the statistics di bua gore it's over 60% of women that are leading households. There's a need to empower that women to be able to start a business, to be able to manage their finances in the home, to be able to manage their marriages, So when Women Evolve started in 2019, I had that at the back of my mind, Jorge. There's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't arrived yet as women. This is a conversation that will never end.
Okay.
In as far as women are concerned, we need to constantly have these conversations with other like-minded women to say, how can we empower ourselves? How can we grow? How can we evolve and become the best version of ourselves? Yeah.
And what was your dream in 2019, and how different is Women Evolve now from when it was still at infancy stage?
I mean, at the time I was young. I was 26, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
When Women Evolve started in 2019. Yeah, I was very young at the time. I didn't think
You
it
just
would
gave
be...
away your age, but okay.
Okay, sorry. I don't have a problem with that. So when I started, I really didn't think it was that deep, like it was that serious. For me, it was, I really love women, and I love to create spaces for women where we thrive, where we have these kind of conversations, where we're able to be ourselves, And so I remember when in 2019, I think March, when we launched, it was a very small group of women. I think we're about 40. And when I started, thinking and visualizing the event, I didn't think like longevity. I didn't think I would want to do
Keep
this
doing it, yeah.
every other year, And then at the event, I think now my perspective sort of changed because women that were at the event were like, we need to have this every year.
Yeah.
Like the conversations that were had today, they were necessary. I remember, like a lot of women came to me after the event to say, I really am so grateful that I came to this event. And it was a very intimate thing,
It was.
So people had, and you were there, we've been journeying along for for a very long, for 6 years now. Exactly. So yeah, for women to give me that reassurance that this is a really brilliant thing that you've done for us women. We want, it gave us an opportunity for us to feel seen, to feel heard. And yeah, like we really want this to continue. And I gave it a thought to say, okay, I don't think it's a bad idea. Also, Boineelo as a person is a woman who loves other women.
Yeah.
And she loves community and she thrives in community. She loves friends, friendships. And I was like, you know what? I don't think it's a bad idea to have this thing, to keep bringing it back.
Okay.
And then we planned for it to happen. So after the long break, we then jumped into 2022, where we had the all white.
Yes, I remember that.
The all white event, and the ladies were excited.
Yeah.
So I remember when we started advertising it in January, because we usually try to get the word out there as soon as possible, or as
Because
early
our ticket doesn't come
our
cheap.
tickets
We
are
got a budget.
also our tickets. That was the first sold out event we had.
Yeah.
And that's the event where
That's the time we had Mpumile Dwaba.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an
experience.
That was an experience. And even for me as someone that hosts, and I think at that point that was the biggest platform I had been a part of. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was
really fun.
It was.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that it was our first time hosting an international speaker.
Yes.
So yeah, and then that's how we saw, the growth.
Yes.
From, moving from 40 women to now 250.
Yes.
Women gathered to attend this event. And this is where I realized the even though we were like, we look really good for our events, there's like, it's themed, it's high end, there's also the content part of the event. Sorry. The conversations that I had, having to sit under women that have walked a journey ahead of us, and just listening to them, how they do it, how they've built their businesses, and
it was a very quality production. I think for me with the event with Women Evolve, it always shocks me. I'm shocked every year because I'm always just somewhere and you are building things and I'm not sure what you're doing and what you're thinking, and most of the time I'm like, oh my God, you're taking a big risk with that because you're such a risk taker. And every time I walk in and I'm getting mic'd and I'm looking at everything, it reminds me of who you are, like the Boineelo that I am. You pay attention to detail, you love aesthetics, you love people, the mood. I always say my favorite thing about Women Evolve, which I sell to everyone, is that hawana VIP. Because you don't really gauge people according to their income brackets or who they are in society and things like that. And the warmth that is there's always, for me, a reflection of the brains behind it. So, leading to that successful brand, sold out event every single year. now we want to know a little bit more about the person that's putting all of this together.
Yeah.
One, it's showing your leadership skills because you work with a very, very big team.
Yeah.
It's also showing your negotiation skills because you've been able to start from self-sponsoring everything from your pocket to being able to bring in very, very big sponsors
Yeah.
to this event, and just the impression that you bring to people, for people to be able to trust you with their brand. So kante Boineelo ke mang?
Ke motho o sharp.
Ke Braisha.
Ke Braisha.
Ke Teresa.
So Boineelo ke ngwanyana hela wa ko Mape, very small
Kante Mape o
village.
kae?
Mape ma ke ko tswapo.
O teng mo Google.
O teng mo
Go dua yang
Go
a
mo
boiwa
mmepeng
Mape.
hela.
O heta kae? Ke ra
Ha o itse sefare, ha o itse bo sefare.
Sefare ke o ya Phikwe ka kwa. Sefare o ha kae? Ka nna ke tswa kae?
Ke tla go isa
Ala re
nakong.
tlola mahala pe anong ke simola go tsietsa. Ke bo ke fela re o re kgakala yang.
Phalape mo tseleng ha o ya bo Phalape yana go na le 10 e tle beng mo 10 wa.
Mo right-eng.
Ke tla go isa nakong.
O
So
ka re
ke
o
tswa
ya.
kono
Bo bonong ba
o
bo bonong o kae?
I mean o pasitse tota ko skeleng.
Tsala.
So yeah, ke tswa
Bo
kono
bonong a ba yo mo social studies. Utsukeng. If you are from the south o tswa kae down there. Ke kopa re itekeng bathong re tloleng Phalape. No di betu ga o re tloleng Phalape hela re diane re ka sane ka tsela re tsamaye re bonang. Wa bana nkile ka heta nako ngwe ke bona go te ha tsala tla di ke re ka ntse go ya mahelo a bua mo radio botsane ke mahelo a
a
mannete
teng a tshela.
bo gate Paris Health le bo
Phala Road.
Bo Phala Road ke tlele ke uka mago kwao mo radiong go teta utuna o ile go tshwara khotla meeting. So if you are from the south o tshwana le nna yana ako o tlhatloga go tsamaye we go bona mahelo. Anyway ngwanyana a Mape.
Ke nna ngwanyana a Mape ko Tswapong. Ke ngwanyana mo Tswapong. So my dad is from Mape, my mom is from Mochudi. Yes.
O mo Tswapong mo khatla. Ba kopana kae mo ga borone it has to be ga borone.
Tso re ba kopane kae.
Mochudi Mape.
Go kopana gone ba kopane.
Go kopana.
I come from a very beautiful family. I have amazing parents. The firstborn of 3. We're 3 kwa lapeng. I have 2 younger brothers. I have a beautiful baby boy.
Very naughty, but yes.
Yeah, very
beautiful
hyperactive.
Yes.
Very smart, very hyperactive. And yeah, I'm a lecturer by profession. I am a businesswoman. You said when you introduced me in a very beautiful way, you said I wear many hats, and I do.
Yeah.
I do a lot of things. I sing. I was in the prison. I was in the prison worship.
I still don't believe it. Opeleng, soprano, alto. Tenor. Is it?
Yeah.
So we're about the solo yan. Emma. Me was so big.
And I just love organizing events and
You're a wedding planner. I'm a wedding planner. Well. Yeah.
I have a very lovely company that I'm running, Precious Memoirs, where we make brides look beautiful.
You do.
Yes.
You do.
So yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
In a nutshell.
And what inspires you in life? What are the things that inspire you to get up in the morning and say, okay, keep Pusha Women Evolve. I'm going to work and be a lecturer. I'm going to pick up my boy from school. I'm going to what's your ethos?
I'm reminded of there's a lady from church the other day, and Hari, how many hours do you have in a day? Because all of the rest of us have 24 hours.
When I leave Beyonce.
How many hours have you been given? I don't know. I think it's just God.
Yeah.
Like having I'm a big lover of life and a big lover of God. And I think the foundation of everything that I do is God.
Yeah.
God is this, I cannot separate the work that I do from him. I can't separate my businesses. I can't separate my work, my everyday life with my friends. Gore o nne motho o siameng ke go nna le, you know, a solid relationship with God. So I think having to enjoy what you do is also very important. And I get it from just, you know, just having solitude with God.
I really like your background story because there's no struggle.
Yeah.
You don't have a struggle.
No.
Hey, God's favorite cooking. I need to stop. There's something that you're not pointing out that I know. I want us to talk about how important it is for you as a woman to have a support system when you're doing all the things that you're doing. Because
100%.
you are one of the reason why you have more than 24 hours in a day is because you have a really, really great support system in your life. Your parents, your brothers, your aunts, your cousins. I mean, on the event, women evolve. I think cousin this, cousin that.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about how important it is for Rona Rele Basadi to be each other's support system so that we're able to do a whole lot more. Like, can you babysit for me? Can you pick, you know, my kids up? Can I drop off my kids at my parents' house? Can I do this? And can I use that resource and blah blah blah. I think it's when you and I have conversations together, we're always very grateful for the support systems that we have, because if it was not for that, some of the risks that we take in life, we would not be able to take. It's not because we are more brilliant than the next person. It's just that you have a mom and a dad that are able to provide certain X, Y, Z, or a friend there who's connected here, or you've got a cousin that has got this skill or this talent. So I want us to talk about how important it is for us Rele Basadi to invest in the village. Yeah.
That's a very important question that you just asked. It's, you know, I'm very big on relationships and maintaining and being a good steward of relationships. Relationships, they are no se dio. So as no man is an island, you need a community of people. You need women that will hold your hand and say, let's go, you know, you can do this. You can, you know, once in a while sit down and have, you know, coffee with a friend and talk about real life issues. What a friend, Kana, this is what I'm going through, or Kana, I got promoted. Let's pray together. Let's, you know, your accountability partners. Those things are very important. How kukwa khona botshelo le nosi o tlhokana le batho, and it starts from home. Like community starts from
home,
ko lapeng, where you have your parents support you. I remember when I started boarding school in South Africa many years ago.
My first heartbreak, guys. I cried when this girl went to boarding school.
So when I started boarding school, I've never lived outside Botswana at the time. This was my first time, and I was young. I was a big little baby girl, and I was moving out of the country, and my parents were there, like they were holding my hand to say, Mwanaka, you're going to be fine. Okay, you're going to. I'm like, but I'm so many Ks away from home. It's so far. And I remember when we got there, I was in my, you know, I think I was very nervous. I didn't know what to expect. And I remember I think my dad could tell, anxiety. That man literally, like, it was the first time. I mean, obviously he's done that before, where he would alola my bed and, you know, make my bed and, you know, help clean my room or whatever. So to see him make my bed at boarding school and pack my locker for
Original present dad.
Yes. You know, seeing him make my bed and just ensuring I'm okay. My mom helping him, packing my locker, ensuring that everything. I had all the supplies I needed for boarding school. Do you need pocket money? They gave me pocket money. So I think I've always been, you know, those lessons that I got from home. When you botshelo bo kgona ka batho, you know, and kore it doesn't take away from the fact. I understand it's my parents, but even for people ba eleng gore o kopana le bone on a day-to-day, it's the people that you work with, is it people that your colleagues or your schoolmates or whatever, you need to form some form of, you know, solid community with those people.
Yeah. And I think what's even more important is that you have to be willing to be inconvenienced or to participate.
Yeah.
Because it can't always be you
receiving
the help.
Exactly.
You need to save someone's day.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a reciprocal
exactly.
type of thing. Community, unfortunately, is an inconvenience, right? It's going to be a late night call. It's going to be you sacrificing time or sacrificing money or sacrificing one thing or the other.
Yeah.
And I think the takeaway from the issue communities that it's a burden, but you only survive it because it's a burden you love.
Yeah.
Wa bo dira o ratile o sa bale o re nako ele ne ke go hile lift o nako ele ne ke go adimile koloi o nako ele ne ke go tsheletse fuel. You have to be willing to give without remembering. Right? Yeah. I think you are such a community builder. And then also, I think you're a bit of a spoiled brat. I think you're spoiled.
Really?
Like in a good way. Like you maybe spoiled is not the right word to use, but your parents really like pour into you. Like your dad na wa lolela kudu to right, imagine. Hey. You have very soft parents. You know, you and I compare our mothers a lot. There was a time we're going to talk a little bit about you as a teenager because you were a mess as a teenager. You were really well. When you know, nearly in pink part, crossing. I remember.
My expose what?
Her mom found her. And then when your mom found you, I find this funny. She cried. Like, what?
SSG.
My mom is gonna watch this.
BDF.
We call my mom that, but we had a conversation recently where I was really thanking her for being, I mean, you really like my mother's parenting style.
Love it.
You're always like, can I just send my son to your mom's house? And I said to her, I appreciate it, right?
Yeah.
Because raising children, now that I have my own child, oh my God, I can't believe I said that I have my own papa. And so I think a lot about the kind of parent that I want to be.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to be a strict mom.
Is it?
Yeah. Like if my daughter doesn't hate me when she's a teenager, I'm doing a very bad job.
You need her to hate
my
you.
plan is that household is a dictatorship.
I don't think you have that in you though.
Really?
Yeah, like you. I mean, I know your mom. I know you. I've known you for many, many years. I've known your mom for many, many years. And you and your mom are not the same person.
Which is why I think we gel very well. I think if I was exactly like my mom.
And I've seen how I've seen how you've been in motherhood for almost 5 months now.
Yeah.
You are a softie. Like you are. She's your little...
Well, because she's a baby.
Yeah, she's a baby. But like if it was Neo, you know...
No, my mom is actually
really
quite the softie. I think she just hides it. But in her, inside...
Deep down.
Okay. She is... Anyway, guys, everything is my mom. She's going to watch this. I'm in trouble. Sorry, Mom. I think you're amazing. Anyway, back to our conversation.
Yeah.
So we talk about community. I want us to talk about faith because I think faith, as you say, is always the driving force behind everything that you that you do.
Yeah.
And in our personal conversations, we talk a lot about the role of church in building skills and in building character.
Yeah.
And we have been very fortunate that we've been in a certain church structure. I mean, your father is a pastor,
Yes.
right? So I want us to delve a little bit into issues that the discipline of the deeper things of faith and
Yeah.
whatever. What is it that the structure of every Sunday morning waking up and going to church, what has it done for you in terms of your abilities and go gola ga gago as a person?
Yeah.
And then we'll talk a little bit into your faith and how it drives you to, or how it empowers you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, my dad I really love to talk about my faith and how I'm a preacher's kid and the role church has played in grooming the person that I am today. Hence why I'll never, like, and I keep saying, there's no way I can divorce faith from the work that I do, like everything that I do. So having to be forced, how long and you're forced to go to church, sometimes you're just like, no, I just want to stay home. I don't want to go to church.
Yeah.
And then when you do, and then you realize, man, we're doing this every weekend. That doesn't stop. Every weekend, midweek service, we're there. When there's conferences at church.
And it's worse for you because your family is the church.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know, I don't know any life outside of church. Like, I know people, I get shocked to this very day to hear someone say, hey, Shikana and I haven't been to church in like 10 years. I'm like, what? What do you do with your life? How do you not go to church for that long? But 30 years, 4 years, 5 years, or whatever. So for me, that's never been the case. Like, I've been consistently been dragged to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
Until, I mean, and this happened obviously from when I was a baby up until now. I grew into teenagehood, and I hated.
Is it?
I
You hated church as a
didn't
teenager?
hate church. I hated the fact that now I felt like I was growing up. I can decide not to go to church. Like, there's days where I'm like, I just want to be home. I don't want to go to church. Also, the pressure of being a preacher's kid.
Oh.
The pressure that comes with it. I think at the time it was just.
And what
it was a
is
bit
that
too much.
pressure?
The pressure was, as a preacher's kid, you are not allowed to do certain things. You're not allowed to be seen in certain places.
You're supposed to be an example.
Yes.
And you didn't choose that for yourself.
I didn't. That was my parents' path, I just wanted to live my life.
Yeah.
So now I was living a life, it's based off of the fact that my parents are pastors.
How
Anyway,
go dira certain things ba phuthegi ba tla ba akanya gore yaanong moruti ke motho o ntseng yang.
o ska ya di-partying tsa ditsala tsa gago because
That time when you are a teenager.
yeah, I want to, start exploring. I want to taste alcohol.
Yeah.
But I can't because my parents don't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
I want to go to parties, but I can't because my parents don't do that, And then it came to, so I had that phase of, that's where I guess where my rebellion started as a teenager to now getting into the thing. Now I really want to explore. Like, I've been caged for many years. I want to see what other teenagers are doing out there. I want to attend parties. I want to do this. I want to do that. So that happened, but it didn't go on for a very long time. And then I think when I was 18, that's when I decided, because I already, one foundation helps. Even
does.
when you try and
Teach a child
away,
and
you will
they
always,
will not
they will not depart from
it.
it. You will always remember, but there's a God. There's the teachings that I hear every Sunday at church. In the end, it's the truth that you grew up listening to.
Yeah.
So you can't now and ignore all of those teachings. So at 18, that's when I was like, okay, no, that's when I decided to give my life to Jesus.
As a teenager who was, I don't think you were troublesome. You were normal. You wanted to do, every teenager wants to do things that they shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Where do you think your parents went right in, guiding you through that stage until you become like almost an adult, and then you're able to go back, because sometimes parents really lose their kids at teenagehood, and then the relationship is ruined forever.
Yeah.
I think for me good nekile boy, so I never really
Okay, now
explored, and then I got baptized at 14, you got baptized at 18.
18, yeah.
So for me, my teen years, I was
a church
into
girl.
this thing,
Yeah.
like through and through.
Yeah.
And nake mo Sabata. So ko Sabata, the programs they did thing for bana. There's a lot of fun there. There's a lot of friends there.
Yeah. You don't see the need to now
No,
explore.
and nobody's doing those things, so it doesn't really matter. You're
Yeah.
traveling, you're going to camps, you are, you have little boyfriends nyana there and stuff. So it was, I loved it because of how entertaining
Yeah.
it was, for
Yeah.
lack of a better word. At that point, it was just keeping me there and keeping me active there.
Yeah.
So what do you think your parents did right?
They were firm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they were very stern. They never saw wash. Kurla how karo throw a tantrum. Oh, no, but I said I wanted to do. My dad will live a helana, but he's a very firm
Parent. Yeah.
Like when he said his word is final. When he says no,
It's final.
he means, and he'll explain to you. Sometimes he won't, because he doesn't need to explain himself to a child. But
Yeah.
he and I respected that.
Okay.
Like I've grown to respect. I grew up respecting my dad, his firmness. My mom was off there, but I think my dad had really.
It's a good
Yeah,
mix.
it's a very good combination. So I'm really grateful for the way I've been brought up, and I see also with my because I have younger brothers, like I said. So when I see the way my brothers have grown into these responsible, I have amazing young brothers, and
You do.
very responsible, very kind, very mellow.
I get in a when I speed fire. Your brothers are so calm.
They are.
Yeah, you grew up in a very, very calm home.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were talking about that. Then the structure of church is the one that then raised you. I want to talk about the impact of church on your skills.
Whew, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, public speaking, for instance, when you're at church, I mean, my dad's church, I get it started as a very small
ministry,
community,
yes.
and when you're there, like, there's stuff to do in the church. We need ushers, we need the praise and worship team, we need people to share the word of God.
So observer, because every weekend is an event in your household.
Yes. And then now you see there's a gap. I need to fill that gap. Who else is gonna fill that gap if I don't do it? And then your dad gives you a responsibility to say, I want you to join the praise and worship team. But I can't sing. No, you'll learn as you go. Well, I didn't know I could sing. I said I can't sing because I hadn't done it. And then I eventually joined the praise and worship team. Which is
how?
Eh.
Public speaking. I'm really
Terrible.
I'm not terrible with singing. Like hardly in the congregation. Soprano ya ka tota.
Wena.
O tla utlwe re go ha re tshwere noto, ha re tshwere first party. First party aka e kwa hela.
So
But it like ke khona go opela first party. Line ntle bobedi ke opela alto. Ha ke pire opela 10 ke like
tsa gape ka. O di opela tsotlhe ka boraro. So the church has given these many responsibilities. It's the praise and worship team. It's now we're growing the youth ministry. We need a youth leader. We need you to be the youth leader. Now you are changing. You are teaching yourself to to wear multiple hats in the church. Now
Yeah.
you're a leader, you are a praise and worship leader, you are a youth leader, you are this, you are that.
So
And then
you've
having
been
to
exposed to this from
very
a
young
very
age.
very
Yeah.
young age. So what are o tla o gola
Yeah.
with these skills,
Yeah.
even when you get to the professional setup, o setse o itse how to hold a meeting, how to do this. I remember when I started internship, a lot of my age mates were struggling with formal wear, and
Yeah.
I didn't struggle because Sabata is a conservative church,
Yes.
right? So already I have knee-length skirts and dresses and shirts and
shoes.
shoes
Yeah.
and things like that. At one point, I was a board member in one of the parastatals, and I was a committee chairperson, and I knew how to chair a meeting
Yeah.
because I've been in the church board.
Yes.
So I think church organization and being part of a community like that is, I think even if eventually because of whatever reasons you may have, you cannot take away from the fact that that structure is a capacity building
100%.
platform. And
100%.
if you have children and you want to teach them things, finding a church community somewhere
Yeah.
for your children to learn those things
Yeah.
is very, very important.
I mean, I see it now with my son. He's almost 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been going to church with him, I think, ever since he was maybe 4 or 5 months. I would literally just go to them. So at church we have like the mother's room, and then we have different classes for the kid programs for kids. The mother's room where they're still babies and they're still fed by mom, and so I would literally carry him to church every Sunday up until to this very day. And then so he transitioned when he turned a year. He then transitioned from the mother's room to now the kids' room, and this is where I leave him. Like I go with him to church, and then I leave him in the kids' room to attend the
main service. Yes.
in the main auditorium. And at first he would cry because he's not used to mommy leaving me here. Like, what do you mean I must be here with other small babies? So I'd leave him there, alila, but I had to. I knew it's something that I had to do for him. It may be difficult for him to cope right now, but I know in the long run
He'll
it's
get
going
used to
to
it.
help him, right? And I kept doing it. I kept doing it for a very long time until one time I took him, and I was expecting to hear him cry, right? When I got there, bye my baby, mommy will come and pick you up after church, okay? And he said, bye mommy, and he hugged me and he waved and he went. I was like, wow. Like and I remember the lady who takes care of them was like, yo, we come a long way. And we do. So these are I know what it's going to do for him. Right now, so he's recently started school. And when I dropped him off the first day, he was so happy. I was panicking. I thought he was gonna cry. I was so happy, hore, wow. Like he literally just waved and said, bye,
waiver
mommy.
because he trusts mommy's gonna come
He's
back.
gonna come back and pick me up. Yeah.
That's really amazing.
Yeah.
Now we're going into another theme. Ghana, you are many different hats, so there's a lot of things to talk about. I want us to now talk about your entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
You have multiple micro businesses, and that's the space that I think a lot of women thrive in, right? Ke mme o rekisa magunya ko skolong, o rekisa dijo ko stationeng, kana wa sega o sega di school uniform, ka ha ke motshelo, then ke saloon, either o own a saloon kana ke rent a chair. Bomme ba Batswana ke batho ba e leng gore they are very industrious. I'm even tempted to say our society is very matriarchal. Like mosadi wa tlotliwa tota mo ngwaong ya Setswana.
Yes.
Right? So in entrepreneurship, was it a plan for you, or did you find yourself in it, and how were you able to be to be passionate about weddings? I know you're very passionate about
Yes.
weddings and all of that, and then make it a business,
Yeah.
and it's now a thriving business, and then there's the event as well, and there's a lot of things that your hands are on. And as mosadi wa Motswana, I want to first talk about the challenges of micro entrepreneurship more space in Botswana. And then I want you to also talk about what the advantages are in being able to create those multiple sources of income for yourself or your side. Yeah.
Thank you for that question. I think the main, let me start with the problems that we face or encounter as entrepreneurs in Botswana. One of them is having to grow something and be a good steward of that thing. I think where you do something and the motive behind it is not it. Like you're doing something because you just want money. What if the money doesn't come? Are you still going to continue with that business? What if you don't get the funding? I always hear a lot of women complain, we don't have funding or we don't have finances to run our businesses successfully. Even if the money was there, even if sure, and I always ask people, even if the money was there, would you run a very successful business?
The staying power.
Yeah, the staying power, having to wake up early in the morning. And I remember I came across a post during the week a couple of days ago, and it says money loves organized people. And I thought, wow, success loves organized people. If you're organized and if you're organized as a person, money will come and success will come. So kgang ya rona hela is just the disorganization of ourselves as human beings. You are going into that business with a completely wrong motive.
Okay.
You have nothing that is steering that thing. Why are you doing you do so many things and you can't even perfect the one thing that you started doing. And then there's a season where madi ha a tsene o bo e tlogela o bo re tla ke simolle mo gongwe gape o bo ha o ntse o dira mo gongwe bo re hey o bona gore okay madi a tsena kgantele o tshwara kwa wa riana you are failing to perfect that one thing and grow it.
So re tshwara re
lesa.
Okay.
So I think that's the biggest challenge that we have as entrepreneurs in Botswana. We really, and I always the same question that you're asking me right now. What are the challenges? It's always money.
So when we identify the challenges, it's always external.
Yeah.
Exactly. What exactly is my issue? I mean, I've tried to sell tangible things, and I don't think I'm very good at that.
Yeah.
However, I think I'm very good at selling services like my intellect. I can run a workshop, I can be an MC, I can run a panel, I can develop strategies and operate all of those things. And I'm like, I think this is my niche.
Yeah.
And it's a passion. It's something that I do well. So your advice to me is stick to it.
Stick to it. Also, it helps that you're passionate about it.
So it doesn't feel
when I'll talk about my wedding business, for instance. So Precious Momoa started in 2018.
Yes.
2018, that's almost how many years now?
Like it's in more than 5.
Yes, more than 10. No, almost 10 years. Almost 10 years.
More than 5 years.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So when I started the business, I started it because number one, I love weddings and I love to see brides happy.
I remember you and I fought a lot the year I got married because remember we had an argument about the gown ka magadi ke feel gore a ke magadi ke tšale ha ke tlhoke
jo nyana
gown eo le di slippers ke tlabe ke le mo lapeng ke o re o tla bo rweleng ke tlabe ke rwele di phata
le towel
mo lapeng. But when you're like, no, you need a gown, you need this, you need
also,
this.
A wedding comes once.
Thing.
Most women grow up envisioning this big day of their lives, and I really love to make it happen for brides, for them to remember, now I had an amazing wedding because I had an amazing wedding planner.
Yeah.
I had someone who was holding my hand, and I do it because I'm passionate about it. And I always tell people, this is my ministry, because when I do it, I also pray for my brides, and I say, listen, I pray for them. I have time with during our consultations, we have like deep, meaningful conversations about life in general, and just helping them. I did. I did.
Okay.
So passion, passion, or when you're passionate about something, you will.
Even when it's not bringing you anything.
COVID hit when my business was at its peak in 2019. 2019, my business was booming.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit in 2020.
There are no weddings.
Lockdown. I remember I had to. So there were clients that had booked me for wedding planning for Feb, March, April, and they had paid deposits. I had to pay them back their deposits. Yeah, I had to pay them back their deposits because now we don't know when the doors are going to be open. But not once in my mind did I think I'm going to close the business. No. And then I thought, how can I diversify? I thought, we're locked down. People can't necessarily go and celebrate their birthdays and do whatever. So how about I start a pajama line? And then I started my pajama line, introduced them
with the names. I still have my navy blue two-piece.
So they would customize their names on the PJs, and they would have photo shoots in their houses or wherever. And literally, just that small business model changed my business. Like, it went from to so quickly.
Yeah.
Because now I saw there was a need for people to at least look nice
people
and
were
take
home
pictures
a
at
lot
home.
Yeah.
So that's how now I managed to sustain the business. So it carried me to post-COVID when now doors are open.
We've talked about the challenges. What are the beauties of having, I call your career, which is my dream, it's a portfolio career. Like, you're a lecturer, right? And then you're a wedding planner, and then you're an event planner, and then you're also kind of landlord.
Yes.
Construction.
How only exposed.
You are dabbling between so many things. Someone may say you're not focused, focus on one thing. But it seems to work for you to have all these different things to do. What do you enjoy the most about that kind of a life?
I don't know. It's really fulfilling doing what you love. Like, I've chose the things that I love. If you see all the things that you've just mentioned,
you love those things.
I love them. I enjoy doing them, and having to look back and say, man, I come a long way, and this thing has really worked.
Yeah,
it's really worked out for me.
Yeah.
When I look at Women Evolve and where we come from, when I see that, hence our tagline, the journey to becoming. The beauty of journeying is you keep going, and sometimes you don't know where you're going.
You just keep
moving.
And that's what evolution is.
Yeah.
It's a gradual change into something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's go back to Women Evolve. Women Evolve 2026 is on the 9th of May.
Yes.
2026. This is going to be our
sixth
edition. The theme is
Women Evolve in Business and Leadership.
And that's what we're aiming at.
Yeah.
We're very excited about this event. You've shown me a sneak peek of some of the guests that are coming. You've really gone international.
Yeah.
We're not bringing anyone from South Africa this time, so stay tuned. The early bird tickets are already sold out, so the regular tickets are back. What do we need to look forward to? I'm very excited about the theme. It's pink, so it's going to be very, very feminine and feathers and glitter and all the sparkles and all of that. But the theme is very serious.
It is.
Right. So what do we need to, what should we look forward to for this event? So for someone that has never been to the event, they want to give it a try.
Yeah.
And to a doubter who says, hey, the women empowerment, but the women empowerment event they didn't the mean girl, hey, all the naysayers. What are we looking forward to? What's up for 2026?
So if you're a businesswoman, if you're a businesswoman and you're looking to expand your business, I think it's a great opportunity for you to come and network with the right women there. There's going to be, corporate organizations that will be there to, showcase that, sell or tell us about their product offerings, so you can connect with them. I think it's very important as a business person. If this wasn't my event,
would go.
I would go.
Yeah,
I would go, because I mean, when I remember the feedback I would get from the previous ladies that I've attended, they would say, like, I remember the Women Evolve in Finance that we had.
Beautiful.
We had, Standard Chartered Bank there as our main sponsor, and I remember they were talking a lot about, the speakers there thought that we were talking about trust building, opening trust funds and stuff like that. And I remember there was a lot of women that actually went and opened
the unit trust and the forex accounts and all of that. That was a good year.
Having to, it's not just an event to look pretty and dance and drink and eat and whatever. You're literally there to, it's life changing. It's growth.
I think even if you are not in leadership or you don't have a business, but that's where you're going. For any Women Evolve event, I think you should just attend, because it helps to be around people that are thinking in the same direction that you are also thinking, whether you're already in it or you are approaching it. It's definitely an event not to miss. So just a message to someone who might be interested in coming to the event and they're a bit nervous around it. Maybe Ghana Dizala to go to the women events. They have this reputation, it's mean people, they are acting as nice, and but they've left such events, egos bruised and whatever. Sell Women Evolve. Why are we different? And why should anyone from anywhere come to our event? I know but from as far as Orapa and Francistown.
People travel from South Africa
to come and attend this.
I really I don't want to. If there's one thing that differentiates Women Evolve from the rest, if I may put it that way, is the heart behind it. Everyone that comes, I remember, and we get this feedback all the time. Every time I'm at that event, everyone is treated like VIP. There's no mponing, there's no, and we in the background ensure, we obviously, there's a lot of prayer that goes into it. There's a lot of planning that goes into it. So there's a lot of, that, prayer and just strategy that goes into it. And also being a nice person. Just being a nice girl doesn't take away anything from you, honestly. So I always encourage, there's a lot of women that I've encouraged to come alone, just come in and
some
see.
Have left with friends.
A lot have left with friends. A lot of women have left with friends, and they can't stop saying thank you for that. Thank you for opening this platform for us. But as soon as I stepped in here, and I saw, oh my gosh, this place is so warm. It's so warm. And as much as hey, the conversations are healing, the people are healing. There's no, and I think God is very intentional about this platform to allow it to be as pure as it can be.
It is. It's a beautiful event. I can't wait for our 10-year anniversary. Because 10, 15, 20, all the way up. If you are interested in attending the Women Evolve event, you can check out our pages, Women Evolve BW on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram. The preliminary promotional ticket sales, 800, the ones that were going for 850 are now sold out. Okay. And now we're back to the regular pricing of 1,000 pula.
Yeah.
Okay. Easter se etla, Valentine's etla. Ha go botsa gore o batla eng, o bo kopa ticket. Yeah. Yeah, Women Evolved. For this year, everything is in pink.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody.
Yes.
Boineelo, thank you very much for making time for this. We're going to have a lot more podcasts with different women from all walks of life.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely bring you again. And thank you for giving me this opportunity, because I've been scared of the screen for such a long time. So I'm glad that we finally got to do this. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our page and to send it to your friends and family. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.